Hey there and welcome to Blushing Phoenix. I am April and I am the founder of Blushing Phoenix. The reason for creating this channel was to talk to people who deal with chronic blushing, flushing, and erythrophobia, and hopefully let you know that you're not alone and help you move past your redness and into living your best life. I recently talked to a mentoring client and we just had the most incredible conversation, but it reminded me of a couple of things that I realized I haven't shared here on the channel, and I thought that some of the things that we talked about were so important and crucial that I think many of you could relate to. And so for today's video, what I really like to talk to you about is just a few tips, tools, whatever you want to call them, to help you kind of get through that moment when you turn red that like really just locks you up and makes you want to run away, and also get you to start talking more about it with the appropriate people who you feel safe with. So for today's video, that's what we're going to talk about, and stick around.
Gotta stand up straight. Gonna rise like a champion.
So the first thing I want to share with you today is how to give words to articulate how you feel so that you can talk to a medical professional or somebody who you feel safe to talk and open up to about this condition. I think for so many of us, the reason why this thing has overwhelmed our lives and taken over to such an extreme degree is because we have not given a voice to it. This thing that pulls into your face, into your body, and overcomes you with redness, makes you feel small and silent, and that you cannot speak to what this is because of shame and just the embarrassment of it all, right? So what if this thing is actually wanting to be released? Whatever that is in your nervous system wants to be released, is looking for an outlet. It is turning your skin red because it's trying to send you a message. So just a thought to ponder, or an idea here, is to start giving a voice to your body, to this thing. And that can start with journaling, something just as simple as grabbing a notebook and journaling about your flushing or blushing experience. How does it make me feel? What do I want to do when it happens? What do I believe about this condition? That, I think, is so ideal for you to start the process of unwinding and unhinging this thing that has taken such control over your life. So if you start to really hone in on what am I believing about this thing that is leading to X, Y, and Z, that is leading to these behaviors where I try to run away, is leading to this thing where I can't put myself out there anymore. What am I believing about this? And then if you can find what it is that you think you're believing or you know you're believing, why do I believe that way? So just grabbing a journal and starting to write out your feelings, your angers, your frustrations, maybe some things that you find about it that aren't so awful, that you're like, you know what, because of this, for example, because of this condition, I have met the most amazing people such as yourself. Wow, I would have most likely never met you if this was not happening in my life. It's helping to reframe some of my thoughts about what I think about this. So just start writing it down. And place where you want to talk to somebody, whether that be a coach, mentor, CBT practitioners, your primary, whatever it is in your life, your best friend, your spouse. Maybe it will help you to better articulate some of the things that you would like to say about it and how it makes you feel and why you're telling that person. Are you looking to a doctor to help kind of guide you on a medication route, therapy routes? Are you talking to a friend to know like, hey, this is my thing. Do you still love me? I remember the first time I told a really close friend of mine, we were actually on an airplane, like perfect place, right? Like talk about the nerves. And we were in a very vulnerable and deep conversation. And I opened up to her about the flushing experience. She had no idea that I had ever been dealing with that. She knew that I had turned red, but she never thought anything about it and would never think that I was feeling so disempowered and small because of it. But there was something about just telling her and understanding and knowing, and my nervous system getting to react to the fact that she still accepted me at the end of the day, that was empowering and helped me grow whether I saw it or not in that moment. The second thing I would say to you is move your body. This thing that happens in our body that creates this reaction and this red effect is it's movement of anxiety. It's movement of the nervous system going through fight or flight. So your body is revving up. Your nervous system's having this reaction. Move your body. Anxiety wants to move. I think that's why if you start to feel a lot of anxiety in your life at a moment where you feel really fearful or something's happening, A lot of us can get really jittery. We need to move around and pace around. Move your body. So what I would say to that is do some sort of stretching routine every day. Do some sort of yoga, cardio, whatever floats your boat and whatever you feel is a good fit for you. It could literally be just sitting on the floor, stretching your body out. You can do that in advance before you flush, or you can do that as you feel that flushing happening. Now, you may be in an environment where you're like, I can't just do that like right here in the office, but if you can go into a bathroom, maybe just like stretch your arms out, move your body around, like just whatever you got to do. And even if that looks kind of weird and you're kind of flowing with this like this energy and this essence and this element, it may not even be a pretty yoga stretch. It may just be just some sort of vibe, you know, like you're just moving with it. Like let that thing move, let it breathe, let it know that you are there with it, because essentially it's you. It's just you. It may be your intuition, it may be your nervous system, it may be all of the above, but nonetheless, it's you. And when you're trying to live your life apart from who you are, you're gonna always feel a bit of resistance. And if for us who are flushers and blushers, we're probably gonna get a little more of that blushing experience. I know for myself that so much of this has subsided in my life since I started to move more into who I am and acceptance of who I am and being okay with it. So just let that thing move, let it just like find its way out. I noticed something, my kid just started karate, right? I noticed something that they do in the beginning before they start their practice is that the instructor will tell them like, get all those wiggles out, get those wiggles out, because there's so much energy in them and excitement, and it needs to move. So this thing that creates this fight or flight reaction that can't see, it's driving blind, you are in control of it. If it's going to come through you, let it breathe, let it move. The third thing I want to share with you is your body language and posture. When we get into a situation where we feel like we're flushing, or we know we're flushing, or somebody's called it out, the first thing we want to do is just shrink into like this hole, right? So what I would really want to challenge you to do is throw those shoulders back, lift that head up, and breathe through the diaphragm. Like really belly breathing. And if you've never belly breathed before, maybe we'll do a video on that another day, but there's a chest breath and there's a diaphragm from here breath. And I want you to really locate that area in that diaphragm and breathe. You know, you just gotta breathe through that moment. But your body is reacting in a stressful moment, and when we stress, we want to curl in. Become aware of when you shrink back, when you literally make yourself small and expand yourself out. We can throw our arms shut like this a little bit too to close our body off. I want you to leave your arms open. You can place them in your lap, you can place them on your legs, you can place them on the arms of your chair, wherever you are. Sit on them if you need to. You can't see what I'm doing, but I've got them tucked under the side of my legs right now. But what I would say is kind of keep your palms open, ready to receive. This is a gesture for that. And lay it in your lap. Lay your palms in your lap and keep the shoulders open, very broad, chest out, chin up, and breathe into that moment. Now you may be in a crowded space with a lot of people, and this may take time for you to do. You do it in your own time when you're ready. But breathe into that moment, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you can do it in the most discreet way that you can. Or if you're in a flight mode and you get to a bathroom, you can do it there as well. But just practice opening those shoulders up and keeping the head up. Because this is telling your body, I'm confident, I am safe. You're gonna feel some conflict in there, right? So it's a practice, you have to continue it. But those are some really useful and helpful tips that I've used in my life and I still use to this day. And so I wanted to share those with you. Again, just talking to this bright and amazing woman recently, and it's some of the stuff that we kind of talked about in our conversation. And I was like, you know what? These are things that I often forget about because I'm just so used to using them, and just in that interaction with her, realizing like, this is probably something I should be telling you guys about. So anyway, I hope that you find those things helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with somebody who you know might be having a flushing experience and needs to know that they're not alone, or with somebody who doesn't really understand why you're so like distraught all the time about turning red, share this with them so they can better understand your situation. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment. I would love to connect with you or have other people in this community connect with you. I think that just rallying together really strengthens us in numbers. And until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Rise up, rise up, rise up. When you've had enough, when the crowd gets rough, gotta stand up straight, gonna rise like a champion.